está el movimiento de Musera y el castigo ahora en contra de King. Muy bien, Tex respondiendo. ¡Yeah! Vamos, Crew, que tienes armamento, buscar la retoma, sangre y fuego, lo que sea. Melzer y Kerstin. Y ahora aparece Melzer.
I am joined by Cruz Adam after a map 2 win. Now, Icebox didn't go your way. Tell me how you guys organized that map 2 comeback, and why is it the inflatable gator?
Yeah. Well, we tried to play one kind of map pool the last time we played against Lev, and this time we're trying to face in a different way. So I think our Haven play goes the way we wanted to. Now we go to Sunset. Now we are like warming up with Neon, so I think we're going to surprise them.
All right, hopefully it's heating up real good. Best of luck in the match.
And Crew manages to fight back. They grit their teeth, pick up a 13-11 win on Haven. And now we're guaranteed to get a bid. So you guys are quite happy about that one here. It should be quite interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think that throughout the course of that series, you're looking at Leviatán, you're looking at Aspas make absolutely unbelievable plays and moments. But it's just that it's Crew just constantly fighting back every single time, and I know that there were some rounds you guys wanted to talk about as well.
I specifically wanted to start at round 18 because I think everything before this, fraudulent from Crew. And then suddenly, the comeback towards the end, it was on. They started flood defending really well here with this smoke on A. Crew could not find a way through it. And also the pinches on B were lovely too. Round 19, they push out Garage and they catch people in mid here off the back of the breach ult, allowing the other people to come in. They applied tons of pressure and actually looked better than Lev in those final 6 or so rounds.
On map 1, I think one of the biggest issues for Crew is going for a lot of defensive aggression, trying to get these opening picks and conceding opportunities to Leviatán. Despite playing a comp that I think is actually really good for going for a lot of those like opening gambits, a stun, a fight into A with your Neon, I think it was the right call for Crew to play a lot of these rounds more passive and really build their game plan around the flood retakes, which I felt was really clear that they put a lot of prep into. They looked clean.
Yeah, that's pretty evident, I think, as well, even from their last time that they played Haven. I think Kerstin is either debate on the piece of stick as well, just trying to set up somebody else for a trade, or he's the one himself who's actually going to be trading people out or empowered by a lot of that util that they throw out for him. So that was a great showcase, I think, from Crew. It was sloppy from Lev, I think, at times as well.
At the end there, especially.
To let them back into this as well. But that's exactly what you need if you are Crew. You're going to need those kind of like weaknesses to show, I think, the cracks in the game plan for a team like Leviatán to actually take it to them. And the question is, are they even going to be able to do that now? We're heading into Sunset, another map. I mean, it's a best of 5. They've earned themselves at least the honor of playing them on Abyss. That will be something that we can look forward to. We haven't seen Lev play that map yet. Yeah. There's definite possibilities, but we don't really know. A Sunset seems like an unlikely one.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Well, let's go ahead, though, and hear what Coach Itapata has to say as we get ready for map 3.
I am here with Itapata just to get a little bit of information on that map 2, not going your way, but Icebox looks so good. What do you think was missing from that map 2 besides Crew playing well and getting back into it?
I think Crew started playing well because we kind of led them to. Because the way we were fighting, it felt like people were on different pages, and we just weren't fighting together the moments we had to play the most together.
All right, Ito, thank you so much. Best of luck on Sunset.
Fascinating, to say the least, hearing him say, like, hey, we just weren't playing together, but it's like, here we are, lower bracket finals. Like, this is the time, right? You got to try and, like, button those things up because Champions is right around the corner. Your opportunity to win Americas is right in front of you as well, Sideshow.
Yeah, they've definitely got stuff to work on in their Haven. It was only the second time that we've seen it. Another thing that's coming up, very similar to last time, Stage 1 playoffs, lower bracket final. They played against G2.
Yeah.
Biggest reason they lost, they won 1 out of 10 pistol rounds. Ugh. Lev have still not got a pistol in this series.
Yeah, they've been allergic to it.
That's why Crew were even with them and able to overtake them towards the end, because they were winning pistols, winning the follow-up, winning a couple of eco rounds here and there.
Yeah.
It's not to do with the gun rounds right now. It's about being able to start the halves off well.
Sure, but I also think on those gun rounds, the fundamentals need to stay clean. Because like you were mentioning, Bren, we started to see more of those mistakes from Leviatán towards the end of that map. And on Sunset, if you remember the last time these two teams played, Lev stomped. They're yet to lose this map, this stage. This is really comfortable territory. I think their coordination on this map has been really good. So if they go back to those fundamentals, I do think this is a good place for them to rebound.
On the side of Crew as well, if I'm paying attention to their perspective with this one, I think those those are the only win cons they've really got going for them, right? They need to keep stringing together these pistol rounds against Lev, assuming that they aren't getting them themselves to get that early advantage. And I think there was a lesson to be learned from Haven, definitely just trying to play together as well. If the discipline's there and Lev are constantly trying to take these solo fights against you, that's incredibly punishable, as evident. It was incredibly close on your own map pick. Don't get me wrong, the 13-11, but these are the only ways that I see Crew being able to drag it over, because they're not winning versus them in those one-on-one head-to-heads. Icebox is evidence of that.
Yeah, I'm brought back again to your narrative that you didn't want to begin at the beginning of the day.
I've sowed the seeds.
But unfortunately, it looks like you're about to reap the harvest as well. Because what I'm seeing again, it's the same thing to end Haven as what ended 100 Thieves here in Americas.
Yeah.
Is that run towards the end of a map where Crew get the rhythm and then look unstoppable in the last like 6 or so rounds. If Lev are going to choke in bracket games in big matches, then you don't, like, your opponent seems to step up in those spots.
And Crew have a tendency to do that too. They're under pressure.
You've got to slam them like they did on Icebox, because it feels like if you give Crew any opening, they start to believe. They must crush hope.
And this goes back to your thing around the pistol rounds. If you're not winning the pistols, if you're not starting half strong, games are slipping away from you. It's
By the way,
egregious.
how did they win both pistols on Icebox and lose 13-3? I swear, if anyone else can find a map where that's ever happened, I'd be so baffled. It's just almost impossible.
Yeah, I tell you what, just seeing the way that this series has played out has been fascinating, but there's still plenty more series left to play as we get ready for map number 3. Let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters. Once again, it's Doug and Baby Bay for the call.
Thank you so much, guys. Sunset, a map that we've seen these two teams dance on very recently. And again, it didn't really go the way of Crew, but Haven told us a very different story. And I think it's a lot of the conversation that Brandon and Josh were having is if you give Crew a little bit, they're gonna take the whole thing. That's what they did on Haven.
They're so used to playing from behind. It's ridiculous at this point. You could never count them out. That used to be the saying, right? It probably still is now. But either way, if Crew can do what they did in the last map on this composition, they might have a really good chance of having a way better showing this time around than what they did last time. Because, if you guys all recall, it was a 13-4 stomp from the side of Leviatán. It wasn't even close.
No, just a few minutes away from Agent Select. We'll see what kind of comps they're running. I can't imagine there's going to be very much difference for really either side. I think, we're going to see the Neon, we're going to see the Breach from both sides. And there was a lot that Crew did really well on, again, either activating Kesnet to be bait, as Bren said, or him just swinging out and diffing people by themselves. And that was something that was missing on map 1. That was missing on Icebox.
And also what I really liked about their Haven attack side specifically for Crew was they stopped doing this like 4-1 approach where they would have MTA just like solo fake droning. I really hope we don't see that this time around on this map, because every time they do that, Leviatán have a hard read on what they're doing. So I'm hoping we see more 4-1s with Shy being the solo side and MTA being more with the pack and not trying to feint with the drone and actually just using it for the actual execute.
Yeah, we'll see how things play out. I think I saw a sign back there that it's somebody's birthday, so happy birthday to whoever that was that's choosing to hang out and spend a birthday with us today. You chose a good day to do it. It seems like we've got a series on our hands as we turn our attention over to map 3. Crew on the attacking side. Again, can they get Kesnet active? Can Crew continue this streak of winning pistols? They've won 4 in a row, now looking to push it to 5.
Winning every single pistol would be absolutely massive. That's a good start to do so. Kesnet takes off the head of Calm through a smoke. Now it's left up to King and his devices. He's got Osbos and Mazzino flooding in with him soon.
One bullet was all it took. They've managed to get into the post plants. They've gotten the spike down. And again, they're playing really far off. I think we see this so many times on Sunset. This is very common. They get the spike down on B, they take a big step back, they drop smokes, and then you're just kind of hoping and praying that your bullets land, that you're able to hit this spam through the smokes. And it seems like that's exactly what we're going to get. Additionally, we often see Lev or defensive teams forced to fight. They have to flood into the smoke. They want to try to disrupt some of this spam setup. The paranoia through, and now we're starting to see the flood come in, but Aspas doesn't even get out. Not even able to fully clear the smoke. Mazzino's left alone. It seems like another pistol the way of Crew. That's exactly what it is.
5 pistols for Crew. And Kesnet with that opener. That was massive. And also, what else he did on the site, he was the only one. 4 players went back after that spike was planted, and he was just there to feint that they were playing in the actual site. it made Mazzino use his breach fault line on default box. Nobody was there to reciprocate it. So baiting out all that utility by acting like you're actually playing in the site and then just playing the post, the post. Shy, just spamming away. That's what the ghosts are so good for in that post plant position. So an insane pistol round win from the side of Crew. Already adaptations being made in their sunset. Perfect stun. Connects onto 3 members, but there's 5 here, Doug.
Oh, a little bit of noise. The game's being played. I mean, you're just waltzing into a slaughter. Calm able to get a couple in exchange. Another shock dart invested. If Kesnet dashes and slides around any sort of threat, Heat cleans him up. Mazzino, the last to stand with the frenzy. There's really not much footing to be found there. Crew get their second.
2 very decisive rounds. No hesitation from the side of Crew. Weathering the storm of all 5 players of Leviatán in that B main. We've seen a lot of funky stuff happen towards B main, you know, most notably Superman and EG using a little smoke there, getting free picks at players that are trying to push through that. But it's so different when you're running against this Neon who can just slide through all these stun lines. Even if he gets stunned, he can get out of it.
I think the important thing here for Crew is, again, if they start slow, things get really rough. We've seen them win pistols, and then we've seen them get eco'd in the next round. So for Crew, again, that's a big step, and it seems like an easy one, but it's been a problem in the past.
This game is so punishing when it comes to those plays, when it comes to those thrifties. Tex, he's trying to finesse in the backside right now. He's going to be met by multiple players.
His positioning is really nice, but he's not able to capitalize on it. Kesnet's able to clean him up, and now Lev on the attempt to push back. The flash timing is gorgeous. Wow, getting 2 with the frenzy there.
That was insane, Doug. How did he connect those shots? And now it's up to King in a 1v3?
Again, all of them playing back in main. The Cam's going to tag him on the first, and they're going to try to swing ahead of it. He's able to clean up 1! He's gotten it down to the very last target, and that's often the hardest. Heat drops him as Crew win the bonus.
Swinging together in the post plants, even the entries onto site, swinging back site. Even if Kesnet drops in that moment, you got the follow-up. When Crew are playing like this, when they look so coordinated and like they're on the same page, yeah, they can beat anybody, Doug. And right now, from the side of Leviatán, we've seen Tex play that back site before and finesse like he does usually, but there's always follow-up. This time around, he's on an island for way too long. Where's the follow-up from Mazzino to help him out? The flashes, the stun, or anything? Even a body to help him from Calm or anything? Nobody was close enough this time around, and Tex, he just dropped for free right there.
Right here.
It's a bold start to the round from Lev. To get Calm into that aggressive angle, to get the orb. 2 steps away from his ult now.
And the last time these 2 teams faced and a default like this was used, it was Aspas showing really way more aggressive into the actual B main, and the reaction from the side of Crew was to just speed up A. So already I like the approach from Crew to not just play off of what they see and feed into the hands of Leviatán. As I say that, I don't know how King gets that kill right on the cross. So what? 1-for-1 trade now.
A deep smoke up towards mid. And Crew, if they decide to go on to this is going to be really tough. Aspas is playing close by. You've got Mazzino who's playing in the smoke with full util. But he's not even really interested in it. This is a really dangerous spot. They're all waiting on the other side, but the paranoia is so nice from King. That causes a swing for Mazzino, but it's only 1 found. Now Aspas arrives at the scene, and he's instantly dismissed. Instantly dealt with.
30 seconds left.
It seemed like Crew were the ones who were trapped. They were the ones who were stuck. But they're the ones left standing.
Now it's all up to Tex with his stinger. The spray and pray didn't work for 2 of his other members, but it's working for him right now. And he's not sitting too high and mighty himself. 29 HP to his name. He gets instantly deleted.
Tex might do this.
7 seconds left.
Shy gets enough space to get the spike down, and this problem just got infinitely harder for Leviatán. Tex with no real weapon to upgrade either. 79 HP. And all of the doubt creeping into his mind. Where does he go? Is there anybody holding a line? Can he even get safe passage across to try to get this rifle? I don't know that he can. So he has to take the fight to Shy. He's got the Singer forward. It's the right weapon if he can swing out and punish, but he can't. Fancy footwork from Shy as Crew get up to 4.
Yeah, and it's just too tough in that moment when Shy actually creeps all the way in the back there by that screen area. I mean, he could be anywhere at that point. He could even be flanking you.
Yeah.
Who knows? But good on Tex to bring that down to a 1v1 in the first place. Keep in mind that was a thrifty buy. And yeah, the Stingers just couldn't quite connect. Usually we see the spray follow through. That gun can be so deadly, but a little bit of RNG going against the side of Leviatán. And those 2 kills that could have been acquired by Aspas and King make it so it was a 3v1.
5-1 for Shy. We continue to sing his praises. Winning the clutches, winning those high impact moments. Crew up to 4 now. And at least for now, it seems like the stomp is going the other way.
Yeah, what a hot start from Crew. First time all series this has happened. Perfect timing for them as well. I think they have a good understanding that Shy used the cam from this positioning. Oh, I say that, but King might get... Oh no, he doesn't get peeked in time. Shy trying to get out of here. But it's going to be a re-clear on B main. So honestly, probably good on Shy to get out in the right timing. He would have gotten cleared here. And it's going to be a walk contact play onto A. Good reactionary play this time from Crew.
Lever playing really far off on the site too.
Yeah.
It's his good reaction, you're right. I also think they're benefiting from the fact that Lev are playing a bit soft here.
Yeah, and also benefiting from the fact that they're not blowing all their utility to take this space. Something they struggled with last time around. The threat of contacting, I mean, that could have been a kill right there. That's why Tex has to give. King might get spammed here.
Oh, almost read it. King's the one who kills him. Now Melser repositioning. A very bold swing there. But no target found. Comp tried to peek on the other side of smoke, but he was hit by the stun. He had nowhere to go. And so Lev continued to slow walk into Melser's crosshair. It's another round for Crew.
And you could feel it in the arena. The players could feel it in the server. It's full momentum the way of Crew. And a breakdown on the side of Leviatán. They're not peeking together. It's one's going through that Omen smoke right there. The coordination just isn't quite there. Something happened in the last map. There needs to be a timeout. This needs to be talked about. Because it's slipping away right now from Leviatán. Man, yo, he's fired up right now, no cap. he was spitting something, bro.
You see Aspas take his comfortable position, often indicative of a timeout, and that's exactly what Leviatán have done. Down 5 here. We haven't seen this, I mean, in a really long time. Getting pushed around this way, not really able to find any success. And you're right, the breakdown in what was so strong for them on map 1 is non-existent here. And I think it was most clear in watching them swing out of that smoke in ones and giving Melser free kills.
I'm getting flashbacks from Shanghai right now on this specific map. This is where it kind of all fell apart for them as well in Shanghai when, you know, we saw solo peaks top mid and etc. Now, you know, keep in mind it's on the B site, it's on the A site, but still. This is a team that takes pride in playing together, swinging things together. If you have a disconnect like that and that's one of your biggest strengths, it's no wonder why Crew are up 5-0 against you, because they're doing all those things right now.
Aspas has a Guardian light armor and is one away from his ult. Do they try to force the matter here to get him the ult and then hand the Guardian over to someone else?
I think maybe if he can get a pick off a contact trying to catch the lurker out and Shy, maybe that would have been the cue.
Oh, Tex is going to get a shot at this.
This contact style, it's so deadly. Yeah, Tex takes that shot, doesn't connect.
Kaznit pops his ult. Mazino's. Oh, he was looking at the wrong target. I thought he had him. I know exactly. He did too. Really nicely handled by Aspas, but again, Shy is on the trade. And so whenever it seems like Leviatán have found something that they can hang their hat on, it's instantly snatched back.
Shy on the lurk as well, catching out King. Tex left to his devices. He's alone in spawn. Yeah, this has been a crazy attacking half from Crew. All things considered, last time around, they got barely any rounds on their attacking side. Now, Leviatán aren't out of this by any means. Don't get me wrong. I think it was the first time these two teams met in which Crew won the attacking half 8-4 and Leviatán stomped them the following half. One out 13-8. But Crew, they're putting themselves in a really good spot right now to get a big buffer.
I mean, there's a lot that has to go wrong here for Lev to kind of claw their way back into this. Look at the money that Crew have. They've got so much. And they have a couple of ults that they can, I mean, depending on how they use them, balloon and continue to apply pressure into the next couple of rounds.
And the timings that they're finding as well, it's just, they're so perfect. Like even there, right? Kesnet slides in. He decides to go into that market garage area. Then Mizzino's trying to go wrap behind him to get the trade. But he meets him. It's just like so insane. It's a game of timings right now.
Omen smokes traded. Kesnet taking space B main. There's a lot of help here too. But Crew have been making noise like this a couple of different ways. Often it's Kesnet, sometimes it's Shy who takes a lot of space. But then they reset, and now instead of focusing on this B main space, he was all the way at mid.
Yeah, I mean, he really took the fastest timing possible to get up mid. And there was a gap there. There was no trip, to be fair. Tex, he was just too aware in that moment. Maybe there needed to be a little bit more pressure somewhere else, maybe towards the A main.
King with paranoia out here. Switching over to the smoke, refreshing that one way. And he knows that that's where the fight is coming from, but there's no swing. All this does is buy time. It's actually Crew who tried to accelerate. Crew who tried to take the space, and the fall line from such a distance is so well timed.
Yeah, A main is on complete lockdown. Finally, Leviatán have an advantage in one of these rounds.
A notable one too, and it seems to be growing. Zeno with a couple of parting shots onto Kesnet after finding lethality.
He was making sure, you know, he had to make
you just
sure.
never know. Yeah. So MTA and Heat,
30 seconds
the
left.
only two that remain is Lev, seem to be on the doorstep of finally getting on the board here on Sunset.
And if Crew can make this one a little bit scrappy, get a couple guns out, might work to their favor in the following round.
Yeah,
Some players of Lev will have to be on light armor. That might be just the difference they need.
Yeah, I think that's the only way they can really deal some damage here. It doesn't even matter if they die. They're going to have so much to buy with, but it's a flawless round out from Lev.
And Lev need that. Lev needed this flawless round for sure to start building up some of economy of their own.
There were two members who didn't take any damage at all. So as you think about, as you were mentioning, building up the economy, not having to buy armor matters a lot.
Yeah. And also, at some point, you want to get that operator in the hands of Aspas.
Yeah.
We saw how deadly he's been in all these series with that operator. It's been a big part of Leviatan's success in the 2-0s that they've accumulated throughout the Stage 2 season, a little bit of the beginning of the playoffs as well. So they still won't have the operator online now, but they have a chance now if they can string some rounds together to get that online. And interesting choice of timeout now from the side of Adam. They're up 6-1. They've only lost one round. He doesn't want this one to slip away whatsoever. And he's trying to ice any type of momentum that Leviatán have after just winning one round. That's a cold decision to be made.
It seems a lot more verbose than just trying to ice, man. It seemed like there was a lot that was being communicated there, and I don't know if it was what he saw. Maybe it was off of Shy taking that aggro timing mid, or something that he feels like was necessary to address in that moment.
It might have been. I mean, that was a big gap.
Yeah.
Had there been a couple more players there with Shy, and that's traded, you have the entire middle of the map. All of a sudden, the defenses are stuck in their extremities. I mean, if they want to come face check you, re-clear, that's a chance to punish them as well. So I'm wondering, yeah, you might be right. Maybe that's going to be something more towards top mid right now from the side of Crew.
What's Mizzino doing on the minimap there?
Mizzino's hanging out in the back of B site right now. I'm not sure why he's not facing the correct way.
He's waiting for the dart, maybe?
Yeah, he's looking for a lineup, perhaps. Some prep work being done, and we've seen Kesnet do this before, tap the spike and get out. Didn't work last time around. And I mean, you can hear the Neon running away.
But there was enough to draw out utility. Aspas used his stun. And I think there was a little bit more there. The threat, you have to respect the threat, even if he does slip back out.
Yeah, this time around as well, it was an instant walk into that A main to punish King. Last time they did this exact strat, there was too much hesitation from the A players on the extremity.
Again, attack to draw utility out. But now Aspas filling in on the space. He's got his ult. He's got a kill. Calm investing in with it. A brutal duo that they're going to have to navigate around, but somehow the road has been cleared. MTA getting a couple here, giving the numbers advantage to Crew, but Mazzino instantly snatching it back. Now two's apiece with the spike, not quite in hand yet. Mazzino single-handedly clawing this thing back as Lev get their second.
Yeah, he played that to near perfection. Sitting on that default box, taking pop shots left and right, isolating targets. He's so good on this map. He's so good on the breach. And that's why this was a great start to the round from Crew. But the retake flood was too much to ask for. Calm, he got a kill with that Hunter's Fury, and then the trade right here on a Shy. Great cleanup from him. That's 2 rounds in a row now for Leviatán, but that was a great start to the round from Crew.
And Aspas has the op. You mentioned it in the previous round. When would it come online? You know how good he is with it. Calm holding his early line. Oh, that's such a dangerous jump. And the thing is, but the thing is, they have that smoke they can tuck into. If it's not for spam, they're gonna get out of there every time.
True. No space gathered in actual B site from the side of Crew. That neon wall was infested. A couple shock darts as well.
But I mean, I love how Crew are playing this, because think about how many times have they made a ton of noise B and then they go explore different areas of the map. This time they freeze. They've stayed. And so look at the response from Leviatán. They're so concerned about the middle of the map now. Aspas has been holding that with the op. Now Tex has joined him. They're both so concerned with that because that's how Crew has conditioned things. The thing is, I'm afraid they might be missing their timing.
Yeah, there's gonna be 4 members to face them right here, and even an operator. But I don't think any set utility will hit Aspas in this little corner. He might be able to snag a kill here for free, maybe slide out if he needs. Oh, great drone.
Dashing away, but the second hit of the stun might be what punishes. It is! Kesnet chasing him down, but Mazzino on the swing. The timing is so nice. The spike is now on the ground. Calm is there with him, but Kesnet pushing the pace.
I know exactly where.
Forcing them off the site. And now ult's invested with 13 seconds left. He gets the spike down. No ult to speak of here on either side. Shy tugging as best as he can. Getting his 1 kill. Calm! What a response! Getting him down to 1. Can Tex win the duel out against Kesnet, who's been so hot these last couple of rounds? Every single bullet is a threat. Every single shot is missed. It seems like nothing is connecting. And Tex wins the war of attrition.
What an animal! The constant back and forth, the pre-firing, and he saves the operator on top of it. That was insane from Tex. What an outplay in the 1v1.
Seconds left.
And you take a look at it one more time again. Kesnet did such a good job of pushing the pace back site, of dealing as much damage as he could, of forcing Lev into uncomfortable positions, but that right there was the difference maker. And then obviously Calm getting his 3 to even get him into a 1v1 like that.
Yeah, that was filthy. Man, Tex in these 1v1s, he looks so good. He's so confident in his decision-making in those specific scenarios.
It's a different look here out from Crew. Way more noisy, if you will, towards A.
And another key difference here is last time around, it was Kesnet still too far ahead, peeking these corners against the operator. You remember him getting picked off an elbow.
Yeah.
They wait this time. He waits for extra utility.
Do they have anything
backup.
Do they have anything to push him off this line, though?
I mean, this is a line that Aspas hit a crazy clip from.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a flash or a smoke or something of the sort, but...
Maybe a stun. Remember last time, Kesnet went a little too early when that stun came out. This time around, he should wait. There it is. He waits for it.
And the smoke, too.
But Aspas is still disrespecting this. He wants to go for it.
Of course he does. I mean, why not? Belts are still back sight. The odd shot rattles off, doesn't connect, but Kesnet does. They've got to cut their losses. They can't fight this anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just so hard to actually hit that shot and confidently get out without a dash. They're going to go for this, though, Doug. It's a 2v4.
Opting to go for the rifle. Can they convert this? I mean, this would be a miracle if they can pull this off. but it doesn't seem like they're fully invested into it either. I don't know if it's just a threat or what it is, but with every step they take closer, it seems like they're keen on taking one back, and they might not know Shy's here, man. This sucker punch is going to be devastating. Forget about Shy. It's MTA with 4.
Unreal right now from Crew. Not giving anything on that post plant. What kind of discipline are we witnessing? It's like the duality of this team of Crew. 2 days ago, they're completely obliterated. They're just not connecting at all. Now they are that hive mind that I speak about, and when they are like this, the level of play that they are able to achieve is insane.
I'm out of here.
This is the team that went 5-0, what we're witnessing right now in stage 1. And yeah, MTA wasn't a part of that, but now that he's accustomed to the roster and he's had more reps, he's been getting better and better.
Go, go, go.
Really nicely handled by Shy there. That one way that the Omen drops can be devastating for the defensive side, but he drops the cage to counter it. Nicely done, and then instantly rotates back towards A. They've found some success here before. Com's gonna be off the play. It's just one rifle too in the hands of Aspas.
Yeah, I think they sniffed out that there's way too many members of Leviatan on this A side, so they're gonna backtrack now. But Com, he has them contained. This is something we keep seeing from the side of Crew. They'll take space really aggressively at A site or in B main, and then freeze the round and do a rehit.
This is a very delicate dance, though. They've sent 3 back off of A to check mid while Com is filling in behind it. He's gonna have the trip, keeping him back. Instantly spotted. The fault line turns around. Forget about the site. They're just gonna deal with Com.
What was that from Heat? 180 fault line. Forget the site. Let me help my teammate out.
Crew committing to getting the spike down, reasonably so. Aspas still has that rifle in hand. But there's no real way to get back into the site here. King's already been dropped. Oh, smooth little 2K for Heat there to clean things up as Crew gets 8.
Oh my God. What are we witnessing right now?
In the half. I'm out of here.
That round from Heat. The flick fault line.
Gotta go.
I mean, I know Aim Labs helps you out with your aim, but I didn't realize it helped with utility as well. Oh.
Yeah, there was that turnaround that you mentioned. As soon as the trip gets caught, an instant response. Covering MTA, who was mid-ult when that swing came through.
And even the fight together in spawn, you know, 3-4 members all geared up, aiming there with a flash from Heat as well. Now, I said in the past, Heat has really struggled playing against this Leviathan roster, but today, he's making a statement.
Com getting a little bit of info to try to invest the ult, but doesn't connect on much. And so Crew narrowly avoiding disaster there. King on the swing, though, getting the best of Heat, the hero from the previous round.
Yeah, nice double swing. Too many targets for Heat to actually acquire, but wow. I mean, you talked about disrespecting the one-way. It could be so damaging to you.
Aspas getting his one with the Guardian, dashing back away. Mazzino there to help. Meanwhile, Melser creeping his way forward. Little leg spotted. They understand Com is there. And it's not without damage dealt. 8 HP now for the controller.
That'll have Com and Tex grouping up on the actual B site. They're going to be met by 3 players here.
Crew just invested the paranoia into spawn, thinking that's where the pressure was going to be coming from. So now they don't have that to get out onto B. And if they think they can continue to push into spawn, you're going to have to deal with Aspas, who's already been dealt with. But then Mazzino, too. Both crumble. I mean, is this a ridiculous round out from Crew? This was a 2v4.
They found my wire.
And again, Melser with 8 HP. They've snatched this thing back. Unbelievable from Crew. Com with so much left to do. But again, remember, Melser weak. Can he pull this off? Only finds his one. Melser gets 3 as Crew get 9.
He was sitting so low all around. But he got so many kills, sitting at what, 8 HP? The kill on the spawn, and the start was great from Lev. But the disconnect on the actual site, even Tex getting that kill in the market, that was great.
Yeah, I think King on the really wide swing there was very costly. But then, yeah, you're right. I mean, even with that in mind, that was a 2v4. They had them fully corralled, fully controlled. and fully convinced, had us fully convinced that the round was going to go their way. But again, heroics from Crew, a 9-3 half and a quick break. We'll see you guys soon.
I'm June here with Safito, who you guys might not know, but he used to play for Lev back in 2021. And that's my question for you. What is the differences between playing and now being a streamer, a viewer almost, and watching the team go with the back and forth?
Y uno puede estar mucho más relajado, viendo el equipo, no tiene tanta presión. Ser jugador profesional requiere mucha disciplina y mucho tiempo dedicado. Y como streamer, puedes relajarte un poco más y disfrutar de ver cómo juegan los chicos, que siempre es un espectáculo.
He's telling us it's a little bit more relaxed, it's a little more chill when you just get to watch the game and watch what the guys are doing. Instead of when you're playing, you need a lot of discipline, you need to be on top of the game. So now when you're just watching, you're relaxing a lot more. And I want to know, what is it like for the personalities of the players here? Because you know them very well.
Bueno, a los que más conozco son a Masino y a King, que son más jodones, viste, mucho más confianza. Y la verdad, el que más me sorprendió cuando llegué acá es Corbin, que es una de las personas más amables y simpáticas que conocí. Y bueno, Tex y Aspac son como con los que menos hablé, pero también son muy copados. Realmente todos los chicos ahí adentro son buenas personas.
He's saying all the guys are great. King and Mazzino are the guys that he knows the most, but also one guy that kind of surprised him, how fun, how chill he is calm. And then you'll have as well, Aspas and Tex were always great. Everybody is great in the team. So the vibes at least are good. We're gonna see if they're able to close out and come back on this map of Sunset. Casters, back to you.
Thank you so much, Shane. Yeah, the vibes may be good, but the score doesn't look very good for Lev right now. Down 6. This is a Crew that I was absent in their previous matchup. This is a Crew that seems a lot more decisive. They seem a lot more confident. They're shooting together. And this is causing serious fits for Lev. I mean, they haven't been able to solve them since map 1.
Yeah, and they're doing the little things right. That's the biggest thing is Crew. In their post plans, I think they went 8 and 9 on that attacking half. Not I think, they did go 8 and 9. And on the last map of Haven, they went 6 and 9 on their retakes. If they use that recipe right here and play retake a lot on this map, B or A, doesn't matter. We've seen how good they look on it.
Shot to clear any trips that might be there, but they waltz into Crew again. And so this seems like it's going to be another pistol that they can snatch back. It's just Tex and Mazzino that are left. The perfection that they've been able to execute on this is ridiculous from Mazzino. 3 on the round, again the frenzy. And Melser in a 1v2. But look at the health bars on the 2 remaining members of Lev. I mean, what, 38 HP amongst both? This is going to be so difficult to deal with. 20 seconds before Melser gets another smoke up. He's got the paranoia. Finally, Lev get a pistol.
But at what cost? No, I'm kidding. That was insane from Mazzino on site with the frenzy. That was ridiculous. We saw that happen on Icebox, but what happened? Crew clutched it out this time around. No room to clutch. Tex instunning, even though they were lined up. It's a real world in which Melzer, he gets that collat kill, and it's another pistol around the way of Crew. So now, Leviatán, they have a chance to climb back into this game, lower that lead that Crew have accumulated, and just start building some of this momentum back by doing things right.
Mazzino feels like one of the few players that we see run a frenzy and a pistol. And I mean, when he's doing things like that, it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, and on Breach of all characters as well, you see a lot of Breaches usually go for full utility in a classic.
Yeah. But it seems to work. A gun advantage here for Lev, resulting in a kill already with the way of the attack. Melser gone, so now no smokes to play around for the defense. As Mazzino commits to getting the spike down, Kesnet tries to find a really good timing on Aspas. It's Shy who gets the kill, but again, the timing is great. Unfortunately for them, though, that's great here. Is either going to get traded out, Lev get their 5th, now Crew with weapons.
Yeah, good post plant from Leviatán. They're able to build up to that breach ultimate Mazzino. Back-to-back rounds. And that's a crazy ultimate to have going into this bonus round. If you can cook up a nice strat here and steal this one away, you win the bonus. All of a sudden, your economy's insane. I mean, you're talking about a 9-7 already.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll be willing. I wonder if they're going to be willing to invest around it to really shore that up, because you're right. When you've got it round 3 and you want to use it, it's such a strong tool.
They take this elbow control with no utility invested at all, no fault line, no anything. Maybe having a hard read on what the setup is of Crew from the start.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, that's so risky, I feel like, but let's be confident that Crew are a team that doesn't like to fight that too much. Really aggressive play from Melzer and B main. Usually we see Omens do this at the A main, and then they TP out. Oh.
He's got 2 seconds left to have that smoke online, so now it's up, but
cover going out.
This is all to delay. I really like what Melzer's doing here. He's making Leviatán have to invest more sets of utility to clear out all this space. I mean, had this drone been used to hit the actual site, who knows how the round goes.
Yeah, he was playing it on a knife's edge, though. Manages to stay alive. And now Lev decide to swing all the way back towards A, where this round started.
There's a lot of unique trips being put down here from Shy. They're both on like that front default box, nothing in the chokes. So this is all to try to catch Aspas out, or maybe even King on his TP on a default box.
30 seconds
They're
left.
able to get that, pop that cage, get a free kill onto Aspas. That could be a great opening into the retake for them.
It's a really nice setup here. You're absolutely right. I like what Shy's doing. Now the second cage pop, the cam's still up. Now finally cleared. And there's the ult that we were talking about. With 13 seconds left, they decide to invest it.
10 seconds left.
They're gonna get the spike down. Can Crew pounce back? This is a dangerous game you're playing. This is really aggressive. The flash on the other side. He's right next to him. Kesnet getting 2. Mazzino takes a step back, as does the rest of Lev. Can they weather this? Can they keep them back? Ham is the only one playing on the side as the smoke goes up. Mazzino goes down. The spam through from Melzer. This is so decisive. Forget about a bonus. In the face of the Rolling Thunder, Crew stand.
The timing on the retake, complete disruption, like you stated. I mean, we were on Aspas's POV the whole time. He was clearly holding a little off angle there, looking at the ground to line up that stun. But Kesnet was too quick to it. Look at this. Pairing that up with the flash timing. And it's what you said. They're so much more decisive. They're not hesitating at all. That's what's making them find these windows of opportunity to punish Leviatán in these post plants. And this Crew team has been such a pleasure to watch this series. It's just night and day from what we saw first time around.
So Lev had a chance to do something there to win that bonus, unable to convert. And now they're trying to get really pacey here towards B. A lot of damage onto Melzer, has to TP back. But they should be comfortable in taking this space now. Or at least threatening that they've taken it. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they paid it out. A stun as well from Kesnet. So they're aware that Neon Omen are towards that B side. Same thing with Sova. That dart got so much info. Tex is acting like he's the solo lurker here. He's going to meet Shy in a 1v1.
But there's a lot more behind this.
And it's going to be explosive if Shy drops early here.
They've got to know at this point. They've got to understand that it was not just Tex. The paranoia is out. Shy's still in a really good spot, though. He's buying his time as best as he can, but now falls at the hands of Tex. Heat on the swing, not able to connect. 4 fall the way of Crew. Now, what does Melzer do in this? They don't even commit to getting the spike down. They decide to hand it over to Calm, who's now going to have his ult online into the next.
Spike planted.
Great macro play right now from Lev. And that was that firing squad just coming out of elbow and the drone timing on the split. That was awesome from Leviatán. Melzer, he has to save this rifle going into the next.
Yeah.
Kesnet sitting at $50.
Yeah, 1000%. No real choice but to save. So Lev will get to 6, and again, Calm's going to have his ult online. And a couple other members from the attack that are close.
Shadows traveling.
I really like how Lev have played out some of these defaults at the beginning of the round, Stray.
Yeah, that was a sick one. Taking all control of B main, denying complete info, keeping 2-3 members there, and then acting like it's only text that's creeping up into elbow, but it's what you said. So much more following up behind it. There was no place to really hide on site because of that drone from Com coming through lane.
And even if it's just like half a second of hesitation of, hey, we saw text, just that half a second of, oh, is there going to be more? That's all the time they need.
Yeah.
When you've got all 5 there, a hesitation is death.
I know, and he almost got caught out too, just trying to escape. Yeah. Remember, he went away from that with like 30 HP. So Leviatán are still in this one. Doing a lot of damage to the economy of Crew, and now maybe putting themselves in a spot where they can shorten the gap. String a couple more rounds together. There's 2 Guardians right now for the side of Crew, sitting on Melzer and Shy. Very quiet approach across the map right now.
Yeah, we saw the cam spotting Melzer at the beginning of the round, grabbing that orb. And so, it's, I mean, reasonably, you understand Tech's playing a little bit more carefully here, has a trip to cover him. But Lev haven't really decided where they want to go on this yet.
Yeah, and a bit of a lurk smoke here as well for Leviatán, just splitting up the site.
Also, I love that cam from Shy. Unfortunately caught by the drone, but you have to swing out so far if you want to try to clear that out. And that's often where you get punished.
Yeah, this time they don't get punished at all. Still so slow, so much doubt in the minds of Crew right now. They do have the A line though, that allows for Kesnick to kind of lean towards this top mid area. He might be able to crunch these players in market.
This feels like a split out towards B, but the problem is they're going to have to deal with all of Shy's utility, and there's nothing that's going to be covering the market crunch, like you said. The smoke comes out towards main, but it's already too late. Mazzino's going to get the best of NTA. They've invested the Hunter's Fury as well. Shy buying his time. A perfect swing. He's there with him. And now with 13 seconds left, Com can't get into the site. It seemed like they had everything they wanted onto B, but a beautiful response from Crew.
It was a perfect swing, but it was more so a perfect setup from the side of Crew. Too many crossfires and delay on the actual site. That's all because Shy, he used his utility so far back. The shock darts didn't really get value from the side of Leviatán. Mazzino, he had to invest the breach C's towards the backside to break that trip, but nobody was able to clear it. And that fast flank timing, I mean, everybody, you saw everybody from the side of Lev try to turn to deal with that.
And it took everyone, and even then, that wasn't quite enough. And so Crew punch back, a little bit of a tit for tat these last couple of rounds.
But if it keeps going back and forth like this, it's in Crew's favor because that 9-3 half they had.
Yeah, that math doesn't add up. Uh-oh, he's spotted. Manages to TP away, but not for long.
Yeah, or so we thought.
Yeah, Mazzino chases him down.
That's a big first blood from the breach player.
And then again, this is where Lev thrive. They get a pick or they make a little bit of noise, and then what? Nothing. And so the defense is completely starved of any information.
It's just so crazy. Crew did the same game plan yesterday against 100 Thieves. When they're down 4v5, they just commit to their setup. And we saw them. That's how they basically closed out that Ascent map. There was a pick in B main, and there was 4 players on A. This time it's 3 players at A. Kesnick gets the first. Crew gets the follow-up.
What in the world did Crew just do to Lev? Forget about being down in numbers.
You don't expect it, Doug. You get a pick at B, you expect the defense to compensate, maybe lean at least 1 player over. You run into only 2. Why is there 3 members of Crew fighting A that far up? There's a gap in top mid. There's a solo player on B. But Crew, they found big success in these mid-round gambles when they're down numbers. They can feel it, they know. It was a hard read.
They gambled. You called it. They gambled. And the gamble pays off. So Lev now decide to call a timeout in the closing moments of Sunset. Crew up big. Yeah. Winning 3 of the last 4. So confident and so comfortable. Again, the fact that they decided to leave 3 towards A is risky. It's super risky. But man, when you're guessing right too, that's hard to beat a team who's doing that.
Exactly. And honestly, they have 11 rounds. Why not? I mean, if you 50-50 it most of the time, you're bound to at least get one. And now because of that, they're on match point. I mean, they could literally do this for the next, 6 rounds. At some point, if Leviatán don't keep using info and they just decide to run and execute, they might run into a stack. And that's all because of that big buffer they were able to get by winning 9-3, getting to 11 rounds in the first place.
Crew went from winning 6 rounds the last time these two teams played
total
to now being 1 round away from having a 2-1 lead. I mean, what a subversion of expectations. What an entire turning of the tide.
Yeah. And just to give the viewers out there a stat, Crew are 5 out of 8.
I'm going to hold you on the stat. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The Rolling Thunder's out, and they're going to try to flood in behind it, but Melzer trying to keep them back, not able to do so. Mazzino on the swing and on the punish. Now the smoke backside, but it's been fully disrespected by the defense. It does not matter. Leviatán mow over Crew. And that was on a lighter buy. They invest Aspas's ult. They had stingers. They did everything. And that was what it took. Whew. Now they're going to try to hunt Kesnet down, get the op out of his hands. And that's risky. They don't have very much as far as guns go.
Yeah, they need to be very careful right now. And I think that's why you see now the little cut. They can't afford to lose anything more because their economy is not looking too hot whatsoever. But that was a very convincing round win there. This time around, after getting that first blood, that punish, they just decide to fully commit into it. No second guessing themselves, no going back.
Well, and that's where, I think that's where you see a lot of the success of an attack side that likes to freeze and cut noise and slow things down. Is you're almost in a lot of ways, you're kind of lulled into like a sense of confidence and a sense of security.
Safety, yeah.
Where you go, okay, they made some noise, now they're gonna freeze, right? And then all of a sudden you just get punched in the mouth.
Go, go, go.
The problem is that works really into your hand when you're in the lead. Now, having to do that in a comeback standpoint, I mean, it's risky. It's some risky business you're playing with here. That being said, Leviatán do understand that Crew have an operator on the field. And Melzer right now, I don't know what gun he's going to get, or if he's just going to sit on a classic. I guess he's just... Oh, he's got a Spectre. Okay, somebody bought him up last second.
It's got a little bit of a buffer, too. You don't have to invest a ton. See Lev trying to clear that door.
Melzer has been playing front B, even with that punish in the last couple of times. He's still doing it. Yeah. That's complete and utter confidence from the lad. This time he's backing up a little bit.
Shy is the only one who's currently on site, but Kesnet is quick on the rotate, and he's got the op. Remember the punish that we saw 2 days ago of Aspas onto Kesnet in this exact line?
Calm does have drone though. Not used! He exposes his body to do a dart! And he gets picked because of it, and now Shy! He has free reign on the site, Doug!
Aspas down, the ult used from Kesnet, it's just Hex and Mazzino left. That has been enough in the past, but can it be enough here? Look at Tex! He's managed to avoid the Rolling Thunder, but stays alive for now. The paranoia out, it's gonna be a Tex by himself, and he will fall too. Kesnet. The rest of Crew stand strong on Sunset. What a response, man. 13-7, the way of the LATAM representatives.
63% win rate in 4v5s on this map, Doug.
That's rough, man. You can't let a team be winning that many of those. Not when you're down in numbers like that.
And also, what a time to win the first map of Sunset for Crew. Lower finals to basically secure the top 2 seeds if you win it all. Representing North America. How does this team always do this at the end of the year?
It's almost like they just play better when there's doubt. They play better when nobody believes that they can pull it off, when it seems like they're done and they're dead. I hate to bring it back to this, but again, I gotta remind you guys, 6 rounds the last 2 times these teams played, and now they have a series lead. Abyss to potentially decide it all. We'll see you guys soon.
Red Bull gives you wings.